Hello and welcome to your channeled message. Whoever I am speaking to, I am hearing that this is a divine feminine who has been working on a giant project. And the words that are coming through is dramatic. So you may feel as though what you are asking from the universe is dramatic or it is a big ask. And you have been on this path maybe for some time because I'm seeing that your grip is weakening, that you are like questioning your path and wondering if you should continue on. Maybe you're up against some opposition in your current circumstances and really just wondering, should you continue on maybe what feels as though like an impractical path. And what I am hearing is August is going to be the month of your breakthrough. So if you are seeing this, it is July right now of 2026, but if you are finding it within time to come, understand that time is fluid and maybe it is referring to the next August, this upcoming August. There is a way that you have been showing up as you have been building this creation, dedicating your life to some kind of path. One of the cards that I have picked up, it was an oracle card from my past life, regression cards, and it is devotion. What I'm seeing is you have devoted your life, you have committed to some kind of path, and yes, you are feeling like this breakdown. And recently, you may have experienced a giant breakthrough in the idea that you have been operating in a way that is not tangible, is what I'm hearing. It's not going to suffice, or it's not going to carry you through to your end destination. And you are learning a new way of going through this, where before I feel you were maybe clawing or controlling the outcome and feeling like you have to get this done. And now you're beginning to see that this is you operating out of fear of not getting what you want, or maybe not being able to provide for yourself. And now you're moving into this mode of devotion. And as I said that word, I felt like this wave of calm come over my body, where you're understanding that this is a creation, and if you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself, then it's not really fun, first of all, and people are going to feel the energy behind that. And so you are learning a new mode of operating. You are moving into devotion, into creation and flow. And you're kind of in this middle process right now where you have this awareness of the old way of operating, and yet you're still moving into this new sense. So this is like something that you are hardwiring into your mind, and it is taking some time. So always remember to have a little compassion. And if this is resonating with you, please stick around, but I'm going to introduce myself first. Welcome to the Cosmic Rose Activation. My name is Michaela. And on this channel, I help women turn water into gold, transmuting the seemingly impossible into the possible. My goal is to help you alchemize the situations you may be facing in life through the wisdom of your spirit team, so you can be hand-delivered to your highest timeline. Whether you are being challenged with your relationships, manifestations, or career, we talk about it all here, so you can heal from within to manifest your dream reality. As with any reading, please remember to take what resonates and leave the rest, knowing that your intuition will never steer you in the wrong direction. To begin our reading, we have the Five of Wands in reverse and the Moon card. I see that you have truly been dedicated to this path of your career or manifesting something big. There's some reason that you have been put on this planet. Your heart knows it, you know it. And you really have been battling to overcome maybe old patterning or yourself, and dedicate your life to this path. And what I am seeing is this collective of divine feminines has been through a lot in your past. And you have had to learn to operate out of survival mode. So you may notice that your entire life you feel like you just can't catch a break. There may have been points of your life where you manifested something beautiful and life was in ease, but a lot of times you feel like you are drudging on, that you are putting one step in front of the other. There's this deep state of like sadness that I'm seeing within your being, or you have these periods of passion and creation and excitement, but always met again with this deep patterning of survival that you maybe picked up from childhood or your past. And I am getting this download about a raft. I'm not entirely sure where I had heard this from, but it is talking about at one point in our lives, we were drowning and somebody threw us a raft. And during that time, this raft was actually very helpful. We would, swim in the hole and like hold on to the raft, and it helped us keep our head afloat. It helped us to basically stay afloat in the water, or keep up with the difficulties of life. And eventually we found our way to shore. And instead of losing the raft, survival mode is like carrying the raft with you as you are moving along in life. And this raft, for some time, actually did really help you stay alive. It helped you to not drown in a time that you really needed it. But moving forward, you're starting to notice that this raft is getting in the way. And as you're trying to walk through doorways, you're getting altered. You're unable to walk through the doorway, or it's like all of this extra weight that has been meeting you head on for quite some time. And one of my videos that I posted maybe last week was the giant download that she is ready. And what that video was about was the fact that you are ready. You are ready to let go of the raft. And that can sound very scary, to have this comfort way of operating, moving in survival. Because if you are always moving forward, no matter what, at least you have some control over your life. At least you have some control over the outcome. But the issue is you're not able to walk through certain doorways right now. And you are tired of dealing with yourself, dealing with these underlying emotions. And as you know, when we are trying to manifest, we are manifesting from this present moment. What you are radiating, the frequency you are radiating here and now, is how you are manifesting. And you are starting to see this pattern of how, although this was very helpful in the past, it is now weighing you down. And you are ready for a new way of moving about this life. Your spirit team wants you to know that you are knocking against something huge. And the reason why you have yet to manifest your dream life, although you have been working hard and showing up every day and trying new spiritual practices and trying all of these different hats on, the issue has always been your energy here and now. And as you are beginning to understand how this survival mode is altering the trajectory of your life, you are now willing and ready to release. You are willing to learn a new way of moving. And a topic that keeps coming up for me is you cannot solve the problem from the level of conscious the problem was created. And you are on this breakthrough of starting to really understand and recognize your pattern, and yet not operating from that pattern. In the past, you have been trying to heal, but you were healing in the loop of survival. You were trying to work your way out of it, not understanding all you needed was this clear identification of, oh, I learned this in my childhood. And this brings us to our next cards, the Queen of Cups. which is about compassion. You're learning to have compassion for whatever you had gone through. I really do hear this is your childhood. Maybe a parent was missing. You know your story best. But you had to learn to feed other people. You had to learn to tiptoe. You had to learn to be a perfectionist. Take what resonates. But now you are beginning to put that energy back into yourself and understand, if I want this big dream, I have to operate from that frequency of the big dream. Who am I going to become? And I think more than ever, you are ready. And what Spirit needs you to know is you are exactly where you need to be. I feel like this is a huge epiphany for you, where you were operating from the level of the problem, of the pattern for so long. And you're almost having this idea or this thought pattern of, oh, I wish I knew this sooner, or, oh, if I only did that, I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in now. But you had to go through everything that you have up until this point to what I'm seeing is soul shatter. Like your soul is shattered. You are tired. You are exhausted of living a life that is not conducive to where you're going. And there's this deep internal knowing that your dream life is manifested in a much easier, simpler way. But yet, because of your programming, you have been running on this autopilot of scarcity. But your spirit, your soul is ready to move differently. And as you may know, we are actually breaking this pattern right now. You are not alone. The majority of this world, we have all been programmed to hustle. Look at social media, hard work, blue collar. I mean, the list goes on about really showing up, gritting your teeth, self-sacrificing your health, your mental health, your well-being, your family, in order to make the dream come true. But what we are moving towards as a collective is learning a life of balance, a life of aligned action, a life of not avoiding, but slowly working towards a better earth. And that does not mean we hustle and get to the end result now. It means, what are the small habits that I need to implement in order to be the best? And that's not only in work, but that's in your family dynamics. That's in your friendships, in your relationships, in your health, your wellness. You are beginning to see the way that this perfectionism has actually affected your vibration. How before you thought in order to embody this future version of yourself, you had to be perfect here and now. But that would be unobtainable. Spirit is not expecting you to be perfect. Spirit is expecting you to try your best today. And sometimes your best, a lot of times your best, is actually, we have the Four of Swords here, rest, relaxation, meditation, contemplation, taking the risk when you are in that survival mode, taking the risk to stop and allow your soul to breathe. And I know that one can be hard. I know that one can be so difficult, because not only the learned behavior you learn from your childhood, your past, but also this influence of society. You are not alone. I want to reiterate that. And it is okay. It is safe for you to rest, for you to meditate, for you to look at these patterns from a higher level of consciousness. And that is the breakthrough. That is why you're going to see some major breakthroughs come this August. Because you are prioritizing your energy, your mental health, your well-being, rather than prioritizing the physical world. And as you guys know, as within, so without. You are manifesting from within. What is blocking me from my highest timeline? And how can I shed that? For this collective, I am seeing your sacral chakra. There is a blockage here. And when you are living in this patterning of survival mode, it's very normal. For the collective in general, for the entire society, we're always living in our lower 3 chakras, and there can be a lot of like bruises and scars on these chakras, energetically speaking. And something that Spirit has been trying to tell me recently is, in order to heal out of this survival mode for the collective, is your sacral chakra, really focusing on this area. So for women, womb healing practices is going to be really great. You can look that up on YouTube. There's like Indian flute, womb healing, or there's sound bowls, sound baths, looking at anything for your sacral chakra to help. Also, orange foods would be great. So oranges, cantaloupe, peaches. And the other thing that Spirit wants you to work on is creation. And not even creation in your future life. Spirit wants you to trust the fact that you are divinely protected and you are divinely okay in order to create something that has no purpose. And as you trust that, and as you make a meal that is different and colorful, or you do a painting, or find a macrame thing to create anything that is calling to your soul at this time, is going to help with these energetic blockages. Also, another great thing could be looking up energy Reiki healing for the sacral chakra. And the reason this is so important is because your survival mode is so locked in this sacral chakra. Somewhere along the lines, you learned that it wasn't safe for you to express yourself. And therefore, you needed to look into the rest of the world and get their opinions, get their validation. And your spirit is always trying to lead you to your highest timeline. But because we have free will, and because this collective, I'm included with you, is so heavy in the survival mode, we have not been able to hear that. And so we have been missing that call. And in order to move free from this, there's that need to move into this sacral chakra healing. And what I'm hearing is, when you, the healing is never done, right? It's a spiral. We will always come back to deeper layers and levels of our healing work. But when this sacral chakra, quote unquote, is healed, you are going to be able to free this energy moving up into every other chakra. I'm seeing in this collective as well a heart space blockage, where because of this survival mode patterning, if you study law of attraction, manifestation, you know that your heart space is one of the reasons why we are able to manifest. There's the Heart Math Institute, where our hearts literally create this electromagnetic field within us, and that opens us up to great opportunities and manifestation powers. But what I am seeing in your heart chakra is the fact that your heart space is blocked off, it's closed. And what I'm hearing is, it's okay for you to love. And yes, you have people in your life that you love. But when it comes to allowing yourself to feel love, it's challenging because you don't feel safe. And I'm seeing that it is really hard in these manifestation practices to open your heart space. But as I was saying, you focusing on the sacral chakra is going to free the energy up to work up, and that heart space is going to be able to open up. So rather than focusing on the heart space, because that's what you think needs to manifest, start with the sacral. And as that energy continues to rise, what Spirit is telling me is the third eye. All of a sudden, you are going to know exactly what to do. The right people at the right time begin to show up. You have the discernment to say yes to the situations that are leading you to your highest timeline, and you have the discernment to say no to the other ones that will bring you down. You are moving away from this survival patterning, and you are beginning to just intuitively know what it is that is necessary. And it all starts with you beginning to feel safe. The other thing that Spirit is wanting me to speak about right now is the power of now. As we were speaking about earlier, I see that you were trying to fix the pattern from the level of consciousness of the pattern. And now you are beginning to shine the awareness that in order to heal that pattern, I have to think and see from a higher level of consciousness. And it's so often that we are living our lives either in the past or in the future. And we are identifying ourselves with our thoughts, our likes, our dislikes, our tastes. The list goes on and on of the ways that we identify of who we are. And although that is sacred, what Spirit is asking you to do is to begin to become so hyper aware of your present moment, because this is how you are going to break your patterning. This is how you're going to break the survival mode. When you are in survival mode, you are scrambling from one thing to the next because of the fear that you are projecting from this present moment. Therefore, that's why you've been hitting roadblock after roadblock. And in order to manifest easily, your energy here and now, as we know, is the most important thing. So as you are washing the dishes, notice how the soap, the sponge, the water, the dish feel on your hand. Notice as you are driving in the car, are you holding your breath? And maybe you can send your breath deeper than where you're holding it. When you are spending time with a loved one, instead of thinking about the next thing that you have to say, and can you just listen to what they're saying? Can you relax when somebody places their hand on your shoulder? Can you observe maybe the sunset and notice all of the colors? Spirit needs you to know, and I could cry right now, that you are safe, that you are not from your childhood. You are not in your childhood. You do not need that raft anymore. You are safe right here and right now. And as an adult, especially someone as beautiful and radiant as you are, who studies this stuff, who is trying to help herself, understand you are being supported. And the thing is I'm seeing that you have been holding on, you've been controlling, you've been trying to figure all of this out. And the moment that you surrender is the moment that you understand that you are always being supported. And yes, maybe you could have figured this out earlier, but it all had to happen the way that it did. You are surrendering. I'm watching it happen. And that's why this big breakthrough, things in your physical world are going to begin to manifest, because you are learning and reconditioning yourself that it is safe right here, right now. Something that came through in my past reading was, above all else, and Spirit wanted me to repeat this like a million times, so I'm repeating it in a lot of my videos. Above all else, prioritize your energy. And yes, our meditation practices, our yoga, whatever helps you is wonderful. But sometimes we can put so much pressure on ourselves to hit this unrealistic goal of all these nervous system practices. And we forget that the most important thing is your presence right here, right now. Because if you are so fully grounded in this present moment, you're not worried about what's going to happen. And you're not sad or depressed about what did happen. You are fully right here. And the thing is I'm seeing the red string theory, where your heart is being pulled exactly where it needs to go. But the answers are right here. The answers are right here, right now. And I'm hearing that the answers have been trying to reach you. They have been trying to present themselves to you. And because of the survival mode, because of the patterning, you have been so scared that that you can't hear the call. And I'm seeing the Queen of Cups again, compassion. Your guides are right here with you, and they are sending you so much love. They are holding you more than you realize. And I am hearing that you have been through more than you consciously understand. When we go through a lot of trauma or heartbreak or life throws whatever it does at us, we have a tendency to normalize it. And anytime that you just call on your guides and just sit in the energy of them being there, especially right now, you are going to begin to feel this energy of compassion. So maybe you struggle to have compassion for yourself, but your guides will lead you to being able to have that compassion. They are the ones that want to support you. They want to guide you, even if you don't have a lot of support right here, right now. This got deep, you guys. This is not what I was expecting. I want to tell you how this ends. I pulled the Ten of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. And in my one of my oracle decks, we have wealth. We have endings for beginnings. Because you are moving away from this mode of operating. As we know, the Pentacles is all about wealth. This is all about you reaching that end destination. If you feel that there is a lot of financial pressure or you're wondering how you're going to get out of a situation, it is this. It is fixing your energy. And just know that your spirit team is right here supporting you along the way. And one thing that I want to talk about is the Queen of Pentacles. This is a nurturing energy. You are being nurtured back into health. Your spirit team is sending you so many signs and synchronicities. And as you allow yourself to release this patterning and be so fully present, you are going to feel so held and so guided. And that is what I'm speaking of when it comes to August. You are going to be following the signs, the synchronicities. They are going to feel even more present, even more available in your life. And that is what is leading you to your highest timeline, to your highest destination. As you may know, we tend to spend the majority of our lives on automatic patterns that we have learned from our childhoods and past events. In this present moment, right here, right now, you are sending out signals to the universe manifesting, even though you may not be aware of it. If these patterns go without proper identification, healing, and reprogramming, we experience less than ideal situations in our life. Hence why certain problems you may be facing right now are not what you actually want to receive. These loops can be challenging to identify on our own, and even more challenging to have to work through them alone. My readings are set with the intention to give you clarity around these loops so you can have tangible ways to reprogram your mind, resulting in the ability to manifest what you actually desire. If you're feeling inclined to receive deeper insight from your spirit team, please be sure to check out the links in the description. I offer general love, manifestation, and career readings delivered to your email, or we can work one-on-one on Zoom together. The women I consistently work with love that they receive tangible clarity about their situations and end up feeling more confident in their decisions and healing as they move forward. With that, we are leaving the reading here. I want to send you so much love. Thank you guys for watching to the end, and I will see you in my next reading. Bye.